now it's sunny weather. It has been raining like some hysterical before.
Yeah, like rain,
Yeah.
rain, sunshine, thunder. Typical Swedish weather.
I guess it is typical Swedish. It's beautiful, but it's really dramatic.
Yeah.
And yeah, we are in Sweden.
Yes, Molkom.
Welcome. And try to speak English.
Yes.
And we are Swedes, but you are also
Half Brazilian.
Brazilian, yeah. What do you like, Sweden or Brazil best?
I would say Brazil.
yeah, I get to.
But recently, I've actually, like, Sweden has really grown on me for the first time in my life. Like, since I was born in Sweden, in Gothenburg, and I've always been very like anti-Sweden. But now it feels like I'm getting back to my roots here. Yeah, I love Sweden. It has its good qualities too.
It has definitely. I love it in one way. I don't love it in another way.
Yeah.
It is a complex feeling, I think, that many have, I guess, with their countries.
Yeah.
I mean, the nature and so, it's amazing here.
Yeah, it really
And
is.
so much also other stuff. Some stuff is not so good, but I mean, definitely. Or I prefer to say from Scandinavia, also not just Sweden as a country. It's more the nature, yeah, the music I listen to and so.
Yeah.
It's not like Swedish music, and it's more ancient, pagan music, but the feeling that we can get here in the nature, in the northern Scandinavia.
Yeah, it's really special.
Yeah. And that was also when we, I think, first time we met each other was when we trained outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I remember.
So. It
In
was
the summer.
In the summer, yeah, that's right. And yeah, why did you show up to the training?
Yeah, I had just moved here. It was 2 years ago, and I was looking for, people to work out with, and you were the first person I got to know. Yeah.
Yeah, then when I saw that, okay, there's a really strong person. So I think I tried to push you extra hard.
Yeah, you always did.
I did that, so.
Yes.
I said, did I say that? I don't remember. Sometimes I do that. I said, okay, you do like 15 push-up, except Ana Lua, you do 25.
Yeah, you always did that.
Okay.
From the start.
Yeah. So then we come into one main subject for talking to. Health, body, training, what it's mean for you and what it is. That can you explain a bit about your
my relationship
your
to it?
relationship with the training and the body and so?
Yeah, so it has always been a huge part of my life since I was maybe 5 years old. I remember always working out with my dad and then starting soccer when I was 6. And I used it a lot to process and to, like, when I was feeling heavy emotions or it was difficult at home, I would go outside and run or play soccer by myself for hours and hours. And I've always used training as a way to like navigate life, I guess, and hardship and pain.
So what do you feel like when you have had a hard time and then you do some exercise? What do you feel inside?
I feel great. I feel like back home myself. I feel grounded, strong. Like whenever I'm having a bad day and I get myself to the gym, it like turns everything around. It's a sort of a meditation for me also. Yeah.
Why do you think it is like that?
Yeah, I think one part is obviously hormones, like the feel-good hormones that is setting off. But also, like, it's really painful to work out like hard. And for me, that serves as a motor, because if I can manage it in the gym, then when tough things happen in my life, I can easily navigate it, or at least more easily.
Yeah, no, I can definitely relate, and I think so many millions of people can relate to that. That it's almost like it's a basic biological survival.
Yeah.
To train now in the modern time is training. I guess before it was not training; it was like hunting and so.
Yeah.
But it's still a physical activity, also a rather, so that you push the body in a way.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's helped me also so many times in life to be able to ground myself. Yeah. So, and you said the hormones, yeah, is one thing, I think.
Yeah.
And in some way, I think also, if you see like a muscle cell as you can relate it to everything in the world. If you understand.
Yeah.
As everything in, not just in the world, but in the body, in your being mostly, everything in your being. Like how a muscle work, I think that both the brain and the soul and everything work.
Yeah.
It's so connected, because you see, so what happens if a muscle don't get any resistance? What happens when you don't do anything, you just sit?
Yeah, it faints away.
It faints and you get like die, I guess, after a while, or at least get handicapped, or get
Yeah.
So yeah, you slowly die.
Yeah.
The muscle, because the body slowly die. The soul doesn't need to die, or the brain maybe not die, but the body dying.
Yeah.
And if you give it some resistance, it create new muscle cells, create life. And then of course you have to feed it also with nutrition.
Yeah.
And I think when you talk about philosophy or spirituality, or how the society works or how human works, you can almost always go to how does the muscle cell work.
Yeah. I agree.
Because you need rest also.
Yeah.
So you need this total intensity for the muscle. Then you need nutrition. Then you need sleep, and you need rest. And there I think it's the same with the brain, for example.
Yeah.
I saw some interesting study that make very much sense, that if you just read or see or talk to the same people all the time, and have this so-called safe space, when you never trigger, no resistance in the brain, then your IQ going down. You get less, the brain also slowly die.
Yeah.
So you need also for the brain like resistant, something that triggers to expand.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and the soul also, I think. Now we come into the second theme already, the spirituality.
Yeah.
But what I mean, if I take the body, mind, and soul, this is at least what I believe. That if you work a lot with the inner self, the soul, or the God, or whatever you call it, then you maybe can get the imagination or the belief that you can reach that stadium. Some talk about reach enlightenment, for example.
Yeah.
Some people talk about reach whatever they reach inside, if it's God or something. And then it's done. And then people maybe think that well, now I am enlightenment, or now I am whatever I am in the soul. Now I don't need to work anymore with it. But I mean, that is the same. Let's say that now I train my body perfect. Now I never need to train anymore.
Yeah.
It will shrink. The same with the soul.
Yeah.
I don't think you ever can be, because the muscle cannot be total, so forever there.
Yeah.
If you don't entertain it, or do you say entertain it?
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, it's like a constant evolution. Yeah.
At least that is what I find logical.
Yeah.
And how do you see my theory about that?
Yeah. How do I see it? Like for me, spirituality and our body, they're so connected. Like there was a time where I, as many people, believe that like when we're into spirituality, we neglect the body. Like we shouldn't care, we shouldn't, you know? But for me, they're so connected. And through my body, when I work out, for example, it's highly spiritual for me. It's like there's no better way of worshipping God for me when I work out, because I'm taking care of this precious vessel that, as I said, that God has given me, and to not care for it would be like to not praise God, basically.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
With that also in a spiritual way also, I know that, I mean, I'm for that every person and every culture do their stuff and their beliefs, but still I can say what I think about what we are like supposed to do in this lifetime here.
Yeah.
And I mean, it is religions that maybe sit with one arms in the air for forever and just drink, and some, you know, also all really from Hinduism to Christianity, whatever, can remove the body, almost feel like the body is sinful, and the body is something bad, and the spirit is so much better. But what you say, that I can definitely relate. That, I mean, I think that the body is, we are here in this lifetime with our body. That is the most, what you say, spiritual or goddess.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't, then we wouldn't have been born in bodies. Like we would have been floating around like spirits. Exactly.
And I think maybe we are, what I will believe in this, what I will say now is a bit different, but anyway, for me it's so also logical that I believe in like reincarnation. That the spirits go around to different lives, and I love to do spiritual thing in this earth also. I mean, healing and be close to the soul. But I don't think I want to go too far, because when I'm dying, I think that then I will be total in the spirit. So therefore, it's also important. Therefore, it's more important to taking care of the body in this lifetime and be aware all the time. Yeah, it is a spirit, absolutely. But I will reach there anyway. I mean, I don't need to make all my life just for something that will happen when the body die.
Yeah.
If you understand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I really think like the body and our vessel, like if we see it as a vehicle that is holding our spirit, then we really need to take care of it, like exercise it, because if not, it won't be able to hold our spirit up.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So then we can go back to exercising.
Yeah.
And now we actually started this pod before, but the computer crashed. So now I actually don't remember if you talk about your education in this.
No, you were starting to ask about it.
No, so I haven't asked about it.
No. Not this time.
Not this time, okay. So, because I mean, we both work with training and the body in different way, as both personal training and massage and the nutrition and so.
Yeah.
And you just finished your education just a couple of days ago, yeah?
Yes.
Congratulations, amazing done.
Thank you so much.
So can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah, so I studied for 1 year, and it was one part personal training, one part nutrition, one part massage and rehab. Yeah, it was really a lot. It was so much fun. It was also extremely challenging to study full time and be a full time mother at the same time. And I wanted to quit so many times. But it was funny because we were working out so much, and we also were working out. So I was training a lot, and that really helped me not to quit. Because it was so in my mind, like, I can't do this, I'm gonna burn out, it's so much. But then it was just taking each day by day, each workout by workout, like step by step, and not thinking so far ahead, like what do I need to do in 1 month, but it was really what do I have to do today. So I'm so proud and so happy that I did it.
Yeah, amazing.
Thank you.
So what is it now? You are personal trainer?
Yeah, personal trainer, masseuse, and what's it called in English? Kostrådgivare, like a nutrition advisor.
Yeah.
Like a health coach, basically. Yeah, that is what it says on paper. Yeah.
So what is like? I mean, it's obviously that you have a big passion for this.
Yeah.
So you feel that you want to work with it more also in the life?
Definitely. Definitely training and nutrition. But for me, it goes so much deeper. Like, I wouldn't say that it's superficial to only do that. Like, some people love that. But for me, it's so much about psychology, and like when people are in transitions in life where they need tools, and obviously nutrition and workout is a huge part of that, but also like to build up self-esteem, self-worth, and creating transformations together. That's what I'm really passionate about, and especially with women. I love men, but women, it's for them.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
No, I can get that the training is so much more. I mean, I love almost all kind of training, definitely, and the training culture, wherever it is. But still, it's also not just for the training. It's not just for the muscle building or for the endurance, or so. It's so much deeper. That at least my passion also is to connect the body in myself first, of course. Also connect the body with the soul, what we're talking about, to the mind also. But also in some way, like you say, help people in transition, or that maybe was burned out or depressed or something.
Yeah.
And so that we have the tools inside us and in our body.
Yeah.
That we don't need like external things.
Exactly.
Or like medicine or so. Maybe, of course, sometimes you need it, but the core thing is that we don't need it.
Yeah.
The base thing that we actually have all this kind of medicine inside us.
Yeah. We just need to remember that.
Remember that, and that is one tool to get in contact and with our bodies.
Yeah.
And the muscle are a big part of our bodies.
Yeah.
A very big part. Not all, but a big part.
Yes.
Yeah. So, how do you feel now in your body when we talk about body?
Yeah, I feel really grounded.
Mm.
Obviously a bit nervous because we've never done this before.
This is the first.
You can chop this out later.
First pod here.
Yeah, but I feel really strong. Like I feel physically fit. Really fit actually for the first time in years since I became a mother. I was really burnt out for years. And now I feel very strong. Like, and since I feel strong in my body, that has also helped me with my mental health and like all that I carry in motherhood obviously is a huge part of my life. Yeah, it helps me, it supports me every day in everything I do. Yeah. So yeah, I feel really good in my body right now.
But you feel some soreness from the training?
Oh yeah, of course, all the time. Yeah, we're on this rigid workout every day almost, and yeah, I'm sore in every part of my body, I would say, right now. But I like it though. I like that feeling.
Yeah, exactly. That is so great that you love that. I mean, I love it also to have that feeling. But you didn't want to come to my training this morning?
No, I did
because
not.
You was complaining?
Yeah, I complained, and yeah, I'm also good that you asked because I was wanting to bring this up because I'm a woman, obviously.
Yeah.
You're a man.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for my period.
Okay.
And maybe I didn't tell you. But before I get really, my energy levels go down. So for me, I do take rest days before my bleed, and when I bleed, to really like be able to rest and restore and rejuvenate all of me from inside out. So I felt that it would give me more to sleep in today than to work out. And usually I show up, right?
Yeah, you do. No, but I get it. It is different with the harmonicals for men and women.
Yeah.
And that is, I mean, I get in contact with that a couple of years ago, and because I train people. And then, of course, it's different with the hormones cycle for a woman.
Yeah.
But how do you like? I mean, for me as a man, of course I'm tired, but I'm just doing it often.
Yeah.
Train. But how is it for you with the cycle? So because you're hard training and you will also compete.
Yes.
So how do you like handle the woman's cycle?
Yeah. So, yeah, a couple of years ago I did this 1-year training, like menstrual cycle awareness training. So I would like every day write about my cycle, where I was and what I was feeling. But now it's really an integrated part in my life, I would say, in my day-to-day. And what I do is that I set up my whole life basically around my cycle.
Oh, you do that, yeah.
I do that. So when I'm ovulating, I like set up a goal every ovulation. If it is a training goal or another goal, to really go all in. And when I bleed, I really rest. So I plan my whole life actually around it, and I take my rest when I need to. But at the same time, like a couple of years ago, I was very rigid about it. Like I would not work out during my bleed. Okay. I was really like extreme, I would say. But now I've noticed that, I've come to a point where I can feel in, because it was like 3 months ago I did my not PR, what's it called, personal best.
Yeah, personal best.
Like max lift.
Yeah.
I lifted my maximum weight that I've ever done on the same day my bleed was coming.
Okay, yeah.
And I was thinking like I shouldn't be doing this, but I did it, and it felt amazing. So now I'm more flexible around it. Like if I feel like I want to work out during my bleed, I do. And when I feel I need to rest, I do, even if I'm ovulating. Like, it's much more, I flow with it.
So it's basically that it's not so you have to structure every cycle exactly the same. It's more that you feel into what can you handle now, even if you're bleeding.
Exactly. Yeah, like I have a baseline where I know, okay, I need to rest or I need to work out, but then I have this structure, but then I also flow with how I feel day to day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Yeah. So I do not that. Of course, I'm not bleeding. Yeah, I'm bleeding sometimes. But yeah, some people have, this structure. Maybe you have had it also. You write exactly what you want to train every day, like legs and so.
Yeah, I've never done that.
No, actually. Not me either. There I'm more flowing.
Yeah.
Maybe I follow my cycle there.
Yeah.
Because I go, especially if I train regularly. If I know I train at least 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Then I can just go to the gym and, I mean, I also, if you ask me or I ask myself what am I going to train, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
And then fill in there and then just go for the muscle group that feels best. Of course, some structure it is. If someone listen here, you cannot do arms every day, Monday, Tuesday, Friday. It's not about that. It's more like having some kind of flexibility.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
Yeah, that is really important.
And you also for a couple of weeks ago, you asked me, you said if you wanted to compete in something.
Yeah.
And ask for some advice. What should you compete in and so, like, and because you have a overall strong body. So I mean, it's possible for you to compete in from heavy lifting to CrossFit to that kind of stuff. But also talk about some kind of fitness or bodybuilding.
Yeah.
So after a while you landed that what you felt was most interesting right now what was it?
Yeah, what's it called?
Women physique.
Women physique. Yes. Yeah.
So, and why do you want to compete in women's physique?
Why do I want to compete in women's physique? Yeah, because bikini fitness is not my style. So that was already like, no, I'm not going to do that. Bodybuilding, I thought about that too. But still I have some resistance to getting really big because I know I build muscles really easily, and I know that is, how to say, lyxproblem.
Luxury problem.
Yeah. So that felt like too much because I didn't want to, I don't know, I want to feel feminine still. So yeah, for me, women's physique felt like, okay, maybe I don't need to wear high heels and a lot of makeup and spray tan and that kind of thing, but I can still work hard for that goal to be as fit and healthy as I can. But it is a balance. Like, I know also that it can get extreme with whatever you do, but at the same time I am a quite extreme person. I've always been. I've always liked to push myself to the extreme. So, and also I felt too old to get into sports. Now I'm 30, so I felt like if I want to be a champion, sports is not an option. So yeah.
And I guess it's the journey that are the most important, or?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, for me it's a lot about like setting a goal or wanting something, and maybe I think I can't do it. Like 2 months ago I quit coffee. I talk so much about this. I've tried to quit coffee for 1 year.
But you still have
snus? Next up I'm gonna quit that. I've tried so hard. It's the most difficult thing ever. But yeah, coffee I managed. And the feeling you get after like being able to quit something that is, it feels almost like that thing owns you, like you're outsourcing your power to coffee, alcohol, or whatever. Yeah, anyhow, so when I'm able to overcome myself in that sense, I feel so incredibly good. So that is the journey for me, is just every day like overcoming each obstacle when I think I can't do it, but I do. Like that sensation is just, yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's the best thing.
So exactly, to push yourself, see how hard you can do it, and it's so much satisfying.
Yeah.
When you can handle a obstacle, whatever it is for obstacle.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so satisfying.
Yeah.
So, but you said it also a limit there, and also if you go in too hard in something, because if I remember right, you have had like before when you was younger some eating disorder.
Yeah.
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 So what do you think? Why did you? Or how will you handle it now in the diet? And why do you think that you got eating disorder when you was younger?
Yeah. So. Yeah. Firstly, it was when I was like 15 to 17. I think I like orthodoxia. I don't know if that's the word in English. But orthodoxy is like when you work out like extreme. I remember I like counted calories and all of that, and I got like obsessed with fitness in an unhealthy way, and then it and then I stopped working out so much, and I got like bulimia. So I threw up after eating. Because I've always loved food, so anorexia wasn't an option.
Okay.
But it was like, I think it was when my body started to change, and I couldn't accept that I was like gaining weight. That's normal for a woman in their 17, 18.
You really wanted to be a small, thin woman, or?
Yeah, and then now I'm 30, and I've read so much about this, like how common, why, and I think it's a lot of things, but for me I think it was my way of having control. Like I grew up in a pretty chaotic household, you would say, and I couldn't control almost anything in my life, but that thing I could control. And it was a sense of like relief after each time I threw up, and it sounds horrible, but that is what it felt like. But now it was like 11 years ago, so I feel like fully free or healed from that. But still, of course, I can have moments where I get scared, like will I go back to that? But I know that I've been healing a lot inside of me, and that I don't believe ever I will go back to that. But I'm very conscious of my relationship to food, to training, that I eat food that is good for me, and not because I want to punish myself or anything. But it's an ongoing thing, definitely.
But have you also been, like many with disorder, vegan?
I've been vegan, yes. Yeah, and that was also a thing in my 20s. Yeah, and I was for years, and also Aura, my daughter, in the beginning, 2 years of her, first 2 years of her life, she was vegan too. Because she would eat what I ate. I never gave her like baby food. So she ate. Yeah, she ate what I ate. But then meat came back into my life, and it saved me really. I don't think I'm ever gonna go back to being vegan. I don't see that.
No, I heard many say that. And I don't say you cannot be vegan and train. But so many ex-vegan, I think I don't know any that are actually vegan now, but for a couple of years ago, I know a lot of vegans.
Yeah.
But most of you has like
Converted
converted
into...
some to carnivore and to like totally opposite.
Yeah.
I think it could be hard to be hardcore vegan for the whole life. Of course, some will protest now if you listen that are vegan, and I think it's possible to also train hard and gain muscle, but you have to be so extremely good at nutrition.
Yes, I think...
That's extremely.
I think so.
I mean, it's so...
You need to know what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, really to get the nutrition and protein and everything.
Yeah.
And for me, my main food now is moose or elk meat.
Yeah.
That is my main food, and it's so easy. I just fix some minced elk with some nice stuff in it, and then I have the protein I need.
Yeah.
But if I was a vegan, I guess it would not be so easy.
Chickpeas and beans.
Yeah, exactly, and so much more also.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not an expert on that. People do whatever they want, but I just reflected that very many like you that have been vegan has converted.
Yeah. And I know some that work out hard and can like thrive without meat, but I think it's so personal. I think there are not so many people that can be vegan and have such a high...
No.
You know,
I think vegetarian, because some friends that I have, close friends that train a lot, they eat egg.
Yeah.
And not meat.
Yeah.
But egg, and I think that is enough actually. I mean, egg is one of the main source. So if you just eat loads of eggs every day, then you can eat the rest of vegetables and so whatever you want to eat. I don't eat almost any vegetables, but that's me.
I know you eat never greens.
No, not much. Maybe something in the smoothie or something, but not often. But eggs, definitely.
Yeah,
I mean,
eggs they're the best.
Yeah, it's also been hyping that in the fitness world, and you don't need to go to that extreme like the former Mr. Olympia bodybuilder Jay Cutler. But I don't remember exactly how many eggs it was, but it was I think over 100 a day.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's very much, yeah. But for sure, and I have my that problem that I actually don't like boiled egg or fried egg.
Yeah.
So I have to drink maybe 10 eggs a day. But I mean, I feel good about it. It's like raw food.
Yeah.
So I've done it a long time. I actually did it as a child.
Yeah,
because I was a wrestler from 5 years old and up to my teenager, and trained very much as a just not wrestling. I love training since I could walk or so. But I was very particular with food.
Yeah, you still are.
I'm still. No, I couldn't eat like sausages or ketchup or Coca-Cola or whatever.
Yeah.
I just wanted maybe pure meat then also, or cheese and peanut butter and so, some chocolate. But my mother didn't think it was enough because I trained so much as a child, so she whipped egg for me and put some honey or something in it, so it was some sugar and maybe some vanilla powder or something, I don't know.
Yeah, oh boy, maybe.
I mean that was in the in the 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
So my body is really used to that.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that she did that.
Yeah, because the consistency can be really tough to
for some,
drink eggs.
Yeah. I feel my body feels so amazing. But I cannot eat raw liver. I wish I liked liver because I know that what you say intestines are very good.
Yeah.
But I really cannot eat liver. I can eat sometimes. I buy some liver tablets.
Mm-hmm.
But can you eat raw liver?
I actually have one in the freezer.
Ah, you have that.
But I've had it there for months.
Okay.
I bought it at the same place we buy the meat.
Ah, is it like elk or lamb? Lamb liver?
I think it's lamb.
Lamb, okay.
And I haven't eaten it yet. Because I bought it because I thought I was gonna eat it during my menstruation.
Ah, yeah, okay.
I've heard it's really good.
Yeah.
But I haven't tried it yet. I think the taste will be quite, strong.
Also some do that they take it in the fridge and then cut it like tablets and eat it frozen.
Yeah, maybe I should try.
Just to swallow it without chewing it,
exactly.
like a tablet.
Or like put it in a smoothie or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then the taste will be quite... Yeah, I'm gonna try it out.
Dimman som tätnar vid sjön skymmer själarnas färd över vittrande bergsesen fall. Sen från gudarnas värld straffad blir den som mig ser, bandet som seden oss lär. Dunkelt är skymningens ljus medan ormarna slingrar iväg.
So you will be a nutrition specialist also. I heard that you like actually most nutrition than like massage and trainer, so that's the main focus for you.
Yeah, I think so. Or maybe as much as I love training. But nutrition also because like my history.
Yeah,
and I think it's like that with everything, like what we've been through, that is what we want to use to be of service. But I'm really passionate about nutrition, food and supplements and all of it. Like I've experimented for years. I just love it. I love talking about it. I love testing. I love everything about it. Yeah, but for me recently I've discovered that like I've been taking so much supplements for years.
Oh yeah.
But now I'm getting back to the simplicity. Like what's it called, like hydration, like when I wake up that I drink a lot of water with sea salt and shilajit and those things, more than I do the supplements right now, to just know that I have that baseline, because even if I'm consuming supplements, if my body can't absorb it because I'm dehydrated, for example, then what's the purpose? So now it feels like I'm cleaning out the old to be able to take in some new stuff.
Yeah, okay. So you like to experiment, I guess, with nutrition and food and herbs and vitamins and so. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
And then you want to teach people that.
Yeah, I would love that. I mean, if I can be an inspiration to anyone, I'm happy. Yeah, but I think it's such a personal thing also, because everyone is different, everybody is different. Something that may work for me won't work for you. So for me it's really important that people like find their inner wisdom, because I think everyone knows what they need actually. Sometimes they just need someone to remind them that they know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think the body knows, like you say there, the body knows also what it wants.
Yeah.
And I mean, it can be hard to listen to it, and it can fool you. I mean, if you get a craving for like crap food,
Yeah.
Maybe you have to see that it's not the body that wants it.
Yeah.
It's that you have lack of happy hormones.
Yeah.
You want quick happy hormones.
Yeah.
Then you maybe buy junk food or drink alcohol or whatever.
Exactly.
But if you really listen to what the body
Yeah.
wants.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so many times, so yeah, it's very often that I feel like, okay, I want some. And I'm not so strict. I can eat sometimes, pizza or whatever. So I'm not so strict, so I don't want to restrict myself, but I can start to go to the store and say, okay, I will buy some whatever, candy or something.
Yeah.
But then when I listen into my body and I feel, okay, how do I feel when I eat that, or how do I feel when I eat, for example, a smoothie that I mix with nice stuff, and raw egg, of course. And then the body is like really talking to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will feel so much better with that. So
Yeah.
much more satisfied, and also raise your happy hormones.
Definitely. And I think we use food so much, as you said, like to have that dopamine, but also for numbing.
Yeah.
And I catch myself still, like I'm not, I'm far from perfect in that, but I really come to notice the past year maybe that I really try to, when I get that urge or like when I crave shitty food or sugar, that I can stop and like usually it's I need to cry or I need to feel something.
Yeah.
It's a way for me to numb or to comfort, to not deal with that emotion. Because I think a lot of people, maybe most people, use food as a comforting thing.
Yeah. Yeah, in some way. I mean, first of all, food is something you need to survive, of course.
Yeah.
So that is comforting, but to feel better, because you do raise the like some happy hormones with food, of course.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would die. So that's a natural thing that we need to eat. But we don't need to have it as a comfort thing in the negative way, of course.
Yeah.
But it's easy to get there. And then you can have instead, but no, this is not commercial for snus.
Soon.
Not at all, yeah, it could be whatever. But for me, because I have snus inside now. And that is maybe my way to not be too perfect.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like your Achilles heel.
Yeah, and also, I mean, as one thing is if someone watched it outside Scandinavia, that has been in the Swedish culture for centuries. So it's now that you're in US and wherever you are, maybe find this as a new thing, but it started from the rallare, what to say, the workers in that make the train, and not the train, the railway.
Construction workers?
Yeah, exactly. So it's definitely a tradition. Doesn't mean it's good for that, but when I was like teenager, almost all sportsmen use snus.
Yeah.
And then now I think women with this white snus that I also use now.
Yeah.
So that is, I mean, I say it also to say that you don't need to be perfect to be healthy. That's
Definitely.
Yeah, exactly. You can. I don't think it's good to be too perfect in anything. Also to be.
Then it gets extreme.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then you often want something that you deny yourself. It's better to don't deny yourself anything, but choose.
Yeah.
Okay, I take this, but not this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, to just have awareness and be conscious of your decisions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, one interesting.
Continue.
Yes, one interesting thing that for me, we know each other a couple of years in the mostly the training.
Yeah.
And I was away in Spain during the summer, not summer, the winter, and was there working instead with my stuff. And then suddenly when I come back, you had found Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew that we were getting to this. Yes.
Yeah, but that's interesting. I mean,
It
I
is.
love spirituality. I love religion. I love discuss that, and it was more so what you say when it's otippat, non.
You didn't expect it.
Didn't expect it. No. I know that in this little place that we are now, Molkom, that are close to this spiritual center that we've both been close to for many years.
Yeah, Ängsbacka.
Yeah, a spiritual center or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Mostly alternative, like what we call New Age.
Yeah, you
New
could
Age.
say that.
Yeah, it's not a strict spirituality in a way. It's yoga in its training, and it's some Osho or some whatever. It's everything, some Viking stuff that I'm a part of, for example.
Yeah.
But I noticed the last 2 years or something that more and more, especially women that has connected before with this New Age center.
Yeah.
Not all women, but mostly women. That I at least noticed.
Mm-hmm. That has found Jesus.
Yeah, that have been Christian.
Yeah.
So I have, okay, that's interesting. And I thought, now, you don't be triggered now?
No, I'm never triggered by you.
It was before you though, it was Christian. Then I thought my analysis was that okay, it's mostly women, and they have maybe met some men in this Ängsbacka, this festival center, New Age world, and they get tired of it, and maybe they are polyamorous, or just have a hard time to commit.
Yeah, like emotionally unavailable.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe not steady man like that. So then, because when I read some stories about these women when I talk about Jesus, and then I thought, okay, it sounds almost like they talk about they found themselves a man.
Yeah.
That are pure, that are there with them.
Yeah.
And I still say them because I will come to when you that so it's like almost a substitute for a man.
Mm-hmm.
And also maybe, and this is just me, that is, I mean, I'm not a woman, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just my speculation. Could it be that these women that found Jesus, now when they have Jesus, they can be with a guy that are not so stable because they have Jesus also.
Mm-hmm.
So the man that they are with doesn't need to be perfect, because the man will not be jealous of Jesus.
Yeah.
Because then they can have two men.
Yeah.
But this was, I mean, I'm not Christian. I'm very interested in all religion. And I'm also from Scandinavia, that are the least religious country, I think, in the Western world at least. But so I'm not, I have no like emotional connection whatsoever with Christianity that maybe you have in like Poland or US or other countries.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't exist for me.
Mm.
So therefore I can be interested more sociologically.
Yeah.
And when I say, and then I come back from Spain, and then you said, and I saw something on your refrigerator, and I asked, what is?
Yeah, what's happening?
What is it? Thank you, Jesus. So what is it?
What's happening? Yeah.
And then what happened?
Yeah. I just want to come back to what you said, and then I will answer your question about like the women who have found Jesus.
Yeah.
It's really interesting, and your reflection about like now that they have Jesus, that is like perfection. Now that they can settle. But what I've found, actually, I'm not talking about myself right now, but that those women actually, they have such a high standard now.
Okay.
Because of that.
Okay.
Because like, how can you, not that they're looking for Jesus in the men, but in some way, yes, like they have such a high standard, you know, so they wouldn't allow anything else.
Oh, okay.
So I actually see a lot of Christian women that they spend a lot of time in solitude until they find someone because they want to marry, for example, and they most of them wants to marry a Christian man. That of course no one is perfect, but yeah, they have other standards.
Yeah, so my analysis was wrong there, maybe.
Fail.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I mean, absolutely, it was just. I mean, I think the same sometimes by Catholic men that have that talk to Maria, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, they talk to some perfect wife or mother or something. And then,
Yeah.
but maybe I'm wrong.
But at the same time, it's like, in one sense, yeah, they have a high standard, and some of them, they are like, how to say, I'm not speaking for everyone now, but that they are more fine being alone, because they feel so fulfilled by Jesus as their husband in a sense, you know, so they can lean on him for provision, for protection, so they can, many of them find themselves not lonely, but without a relationship because of that. But some thoughts about that, or should I continue with my story?
No, you can do what you feel. Yeah, it's very interesting. You can continue with your story.
Okay, what was your question? What happened when you came back from Spain?
No, what happened with why did you suddenly talk about Jesus?
Yeah, okay, so on my mother's part, my mom is Brazilian, and in Brazil they're Catholic mostly, like it's a Catholic country. So my family has always been involved, like my grandparents and all of it, like Jesus has always been around, but I've never had a personal connection to him. But it's been a slow process, you would say, but it was it is a moment that I recall, that I was sitting in my living room here, actually, when the sofa was there, and I was feeling so much anxiety, and I've been through dark times, but that moment was profoundly dark. I've never experienced something like it. I didn't want to live anymore. I didn't come to where I was planning my suicide, because my daughter was asleep in the next room, and I just remember thinking, I won't leave her orphaned. I won't leave her. But I was crying, I was just shaking, I was going through a lot, and I just began praying, and I was talking loudly to myself, all of these thoughts I had in my head, that they weren't mine, but I feel like they had hijacked my brain or something. I don't deserve to live, I'm worthless, I can't do anything, I'm dumb, I'm stupid, I'm a horrible mother. All of that I voiced. And then something answered in my voice, that's not true, because you're a child of God. Of course you're worthy. I gave you life. So all of these lies I've been telling myself, I got answers of truth. And I felt that was from God. I couldn't explain it. And then I just remember saying Jesus in my prayer. And I just felt him. And it sounds really woohoo, but I felt him this giant just holding me. And I've sensed those things before, when my grandma passed, I could feel her hugging me. And I could feel Jesus
Mm.
holding me,
Mm.
comforting me, like a big brother,
Mm.
like a father. And I just started to weep. And I wept, like I cried until like 5 a.m. I was maybe 7 hours crying. Yeah, so that was a moment. And then 1 month later, and so during that time, it was chaos inside of me. And then 1 month later, I had a group of people praying for me. They were Christian.
Mm.
And I came to their house and I just laid down and started to cry. And they started to pray over me. And since that day, like after that day, I had 1 or 2 months of like bliss. Or bliss, it was more of the anxiety and the depression or whatever that was gone.
Mm.
And it was like empty and joyous, and I felt so much love and gratitude for my life and everything around me. So yeah, that for me like did it, for me to say, okay, like I give my life to Jesus.
Yeah.
And I got baptized in the woods by this amazing couple that I know that also they were the one praying for me a lot. So yeah, it's been a journey. It's still a journey. Like I don't see myself as religious. For me, like I read the Bible, not every day, but I read it. I try to understand it, but I also feel very different from a lot of Christians. Like I don't agree with a lot of things. For me, it's the relationship to Jesus and to God, not about the rules or the
The killing in the Bible.
yeah, not about the killing or like and for me, like I'm super okay with whatever people believe. I know you and we have so different beliefs, but still, like I love you and I respect everything you believe.
Yeah.
Like I would never say, or I don't think that your point of view is wrong. Like that's your truth, and that may be confronting to a lot of Christians, and it's scary to even say that, because I know some Christians then will think that I'm not a righteous.
Yeah. No, I think that is a key thing. I will also tell her, because I can relate to your story there, how you felt and so. But first, that I can, I think, that's a crucial thing that for any religious person or politically also, that if someone say this is the only way, and that also that you will go to hell if you don't believe it, or something else, you will blah blah blah, whatever religion or ideology or philosophy it is, that is so like it's my way or the highway. And then of course it's for a non-Christian or a non-whatever it is, it's create a barrier, because it's hard to like, at least I don't see that person as so spiritual developed actually, because then you put yourself in a judge that other people,
they're bad or something.
they're bad or whatever they are. Yeah, you can have your moral, of course. So, and I'm glad that you have, and I know that you're fighting a bit with some Christian people about it.
Fighting.
No, but what you're saying, that is correct, because they are similar with me. So what I think is spirituality is something that are inside yourself, and you and God and you, whatever, universe, whatever you talk to, or tribes in Amazonas that talk to the ancestors, or a Viking that talk to Thor and God, or not God but Thor and Odin and so, or Hinduism and they talk to their. I mean, it's personal how they like catch this symbol of God Depends on what culture and how you are as a person, and nothing is right and nothing is wrong for me. So there, the story you said, for example, when you, what happened with you when Jesus here. I mean, I can relate to that when, for 15 years ago, when I stopped training.
Yeah, in the woods.
Exactly. It was not, but then I had lower, like, I was also depressed after I stopped it, but it was not just that, it was also family stuff, and my dad was dead and so on, and other stuff in my family. So I was very low there, a period. So I was like, yes, not completely suicidal, but close to suicidal. But I also have a daughter.
Yeah.
So of course I didn't want to do that, but I was in that the life is meaningless, you know. And then I walked around in the wood for not one day, it was weeks, a summer almost. And then I can relate what you're saying there, definitely, that I sat down suddenly and felt totally alienated to everything. Found in the forest, like the wood, the trees had almost a natural formation of a own wood temple. No people had laid it there. It was like falling down trees like this.
Yeah.
It was like almost a circle, and I sat down in a stone in the middle there. It felt like a ceremonial place, but it was not, man-made. And then I sat there, and then suddenly the light, also not just the sun, but the light strongly came into my heart, and the healing feeling, what I call it, and filled me up with such a calmness and calm joy, not like joy like that, the very stillness, and everything like felt as nothing. It was no problem when I stopped and was just present with this how you call it, healing in the heart, and then the rest of the body. So there I also was in a bliss for a rather long time. Then the life come back, and then I had this in myself. Then the life come back, and I went outburn anyway after 7-8 years. But it was so much as I knew somewhere that I had this in me, this connection with something.
Yeah.
So I can relate to what you are saying, and that for me is like spirituality or God energy or universe energy or whatever energy, because it's not like something, it's not a figure, it's not definitely not rules. So when I read religion, as a religion, I see more as ideology.
Yeah.
Because you can do that, you cannot do that, you cannot. So I don't feel it has nothing to. I don't feel it has anything to do with this feeling inside you. God, this feeling inside you has nothing to do with what you should eat or what you should wear. It's totally different thing for me. And that's therefore also that I never will fall in this narrative when religious people say you have to respect us as religious people, we do this so you cannot say that and so. But I mean, what is just an ideology? It's like respecting.
Yeah, and we need to respect each other.
Should I respect all conservative or all Nazis or all communists or whatever, or it's the same for me to respect some rules that some Christian or Muslim or whatever it is have? It's no different, because spirituality is here. For me, it's not about how you should say hello to people. So it's totally opposite from it. What I at least experience. So I don't know what you think about it.
Yeah, so much to dive into. Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately we don't know, like, because when I catch myself thinking I know the truth
Yeah.
and I know everything, like, that's when I really don't know.
Yeah.
Because ultimately I believe that I don't believe I'm God. I know we have different, but like in that sense that how to put this into words, like I'm not the judge. Like if someone does something wrong or thinks something and that and I catch myself like, oh, he shouldn't be doing that or that's wrong, I know that I'm not God, like I'm not the judge. So I don't know anything.
No.
I don't know if he will burn in hell or like whatever. And also me, hell and heaven, it's here, like we create that now. For me, it's not a place we go when we die, it's actually something we live now. And it's a decision we can do now if we want to be in heaven or hell, and it's inside of our heads.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like, of course, after my bliss state, also life continued, like stuff happens and I'm human, obviously.
Yeah.
But something profoundly changed, like you said, with your experience in the woods, like there was a point before and after. It doesn't mean that I'm superhuman now, but I have ground to stand on, you know, and for me that is God, Jesus, that I can lean back on when things get tough.
Yeah, exactly.
I never feel alone anymore, that I did a lot before. So
I think it's beautiful. I mean, I can definitely relate that I don't feel alone. I just can lie down and feel this energy. Yeah, when it's tough, and you can do the same.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking now when we're sitting here, like imagining someone watching this conversation and being triggered, like a Christian person, for example. I'm just thinking in my head, like, this is so like provocative in a sense that we're having this conversation because we have this narrative of what a Christian should be like, and you know.
But is that, if you are like thinking about that or afraid of that, is that really, isn't that strange? If I mean, you have God inside you.
Yeah, I mean.
And what does?
Why do I care? Or
yeah, because is that really?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so. I think it's great that we are having this conversation because it shows that people can have different views. Yeah. And still they can be friends. Like.
But you are a little bit afraid that some Christian will criticize you.
In some way, yes. Like, I'm here for it because this is also a way for me to. Like not feel shameful and not feel fear. Like this is a way for me to take that back.
Yeah.
But I'm just imagining like someone from the outside listening to this. Obviously it's recorded and let's see who's watching. But I'm just imagining like people's reactions, especially some Christians, and this is something. Yeah, I would at least want to like break that separation between Christians and or other religions and spirituality, because in a sense I don't believe it helps to create that division.
No, definitely not.
But yeah, that we can have different point of views and we can still interact and have conversations. And like pointing back to what you said earlier, I don't know if it was on this take or the take before, but when you said that if we don't use our muscles, they will die. And if we don't use our brain, like it will shrink and all of that. And it's the same thing if we only put ourselves in situations that are comfortable, or with people that think exactly the same as us, I don't think we will evolve.
No.
It's comfortable, and of course you should choose your circle wisely, obviously.
Yeah.
But in the same time, it's good sometimes to be challenged because that also you get stronger in your own faith and in your own person, you know. Regardless of what anyone thinks, you know your truth.
Exactly.
So then if you're still getting triggered, that is saying something about your own faith and believe in what
probably.
you believe in.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to face other people's views and actually listen.
Absolutely.
And not just like react and you know, no, but this is it. No, but to really like take in someone's reality and not deem it as wrong.
I think it's amazing, interesting to do that, and also respect your belief and your feeling very much. And I mean, it's as long as because I know it's honest for you, it's an honest feeling you have about it, and no one can judge that.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely not. So, it is very interesting. We can see how it goes, and I'm sure that we will discuss this subject more in another episode. Yeah. This is the first. And then we can dive in more. We can dive into the Bible and different stuff. And the Viking saga.
Oh. I stopped watch that though.
Yeah, you stopped watch.
I only watched The Chosen.
Yeah, but you remember now we saw Vikings, and then we saw the Bible, the film, the documentary film Bible. Yeah. You know, the Old Testament.
Series. Yeah.
And I mean, both was as violent. Yeah. It was no different from the Vikings or from the Old Testament. I mean, it was killing and killing and killing. Yeah. So I mean, that we can discuss today. Yeah, we can. But we can end with where we a bit was maybe not start, but what we're talking about. That one of the goal now is to compete in women's physique. Yeah. Yeah. So first, I want wish you luck, but I train you also, so I will be a part of it. So you have to win. Good luck. No. Yeah. So, but was it April? April. Yeah. So I think it could be good also to like follow your journey to that, see what happened. Yeah. That would be awesome. Absolutely. And been a lovely first pod. This is a tryout. Yeah. How do you feel about the talk today? Yeah, I feel so energized. Yeah. This was so much fun. And we could handle to do it in English. Yeah, I hope so. I hope people will get what we're saying. Yeah, I was a bit like skeptical at first at doing it in English, but I think it's a good practice also. Yeah. Although I would like to do it in Swedish sometime. Also it is much different for me also, definitely. It's hard to find all the nuance word, and especially when you want this not so plain. Yeah. But to be provocative, I think that many in US and so talk rather plain anyway, so I think we can, if you're from US and listen to this. You want to hit the US stage? You are not so deep anyway as we in Scandinavia, so you maybe wouldn't be able to handle if you understand our language. Yeah, that's true. That was, exactly. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for this. Thank you. Yeah. This was amazing. Great.